What's going on, YouTube family? It's your guy Rogers 1906, man. Shout out to each and every one of you guys for taking an opportunity to review this recording right now, man. I'm a little hyped, a little excited about what I have to talk about today. Today, we're going to talk about standing up and standing out. I will be talking to Instagram right here, but right now, you get a preview of what is to come, right? So, as always, you get to see the charts, you get to see what's happening behind the scenes. So, real quick, I just want to get you guys on the same page, right? Make sure that you go on Instagram today, follow your guy at Rogers1906. And if you want to join us in the Chestnut Checkers group, simply click that link in my bio, go down to where it says Chestnut Checkers, join the Chestnut Checkers group, tap in today with Tall Guy Tycoon and myself, man. We are changing lives and going to keep changing the game by being different and being who we are and who God called us to be, right? Also, you can get 60% off on all of my courses right now. I highly recommend that everything bundle, right? This has everything that you need in it. Even if you don't take this class, if you want to see what class you need, check out the description in the everything bundle, which tells you the order to view, right? Also, there are links in my bio as well. You can join me on MEXC, which is where I trade crypto options. You can join me on Moomoo. I trade stocks and options here. Join me on SoFi.com. I trade stocks and options here. Join me on Webull, right? All of these channels, all of these links will get you started with your trading journey, right? So I want to see you succeed. I want to see you win. And man, I want us to keep riding it out together. So make sure that you keep God first in all things. Make sure you secure the bag, and please enjoy this recording. God bless you. And I thank you guys so much for your time today. Let's get to it. The recording is in progress. I will make sure this is on YouTube, okay? So you guys will be able to tap in and watch the replay and see the charts, right? So I'm just letting the CNC know what we're doing right now. And man, we're going to have a great time together. You got me for about an hour today, and I'll try to get to some questions and look at a few things for you guys. Now, the CNC stands for, of course, Chestnut Checkers Group. We are a Discord community. Of course, we always keep God first, and then we secure the bag. So we're talking about a lot of different things in this community. We're not financial advisors. We can't tell you what to buy or sell, and I'm going to tell you, we are changing lives, right? So we want to change your mindset and your pockets, right? Without actually telling you what to do. We're going to teach you how to do it, which is a core foundation of growth, right? So man, shout out to each and every one of you guys, especially the Chestnut Checkers group. In fact, if you're in the CNC and crushing it right now, drop some money bags in the chat. I know you guys are already following Tall Guy Tycoon. Shout out to my mentor, man. And also, man, give all glory to God, man. I'm so glad for each of you guys. So today, I want to talk about stand up and stand out, right? So, we know that we are human, right? And I want to drop a few verses of scripture on you. Romans 12:2, it says, do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that by testing, you may discern what is the will of God and what is good and acceptable and perfect. And it also says in Proverbs 1:15, my son, do not walk in the way with them. Hold back your foot from their paths. And lastly, 1 Peter 2:9, it says, but you are a chosen one, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a people for his own possession, that you may proclaim the excellence of him who called you out of darkness into this marvelous light. Man, you all are light, you are love, you are peace, you are joy, you are prosperity, you are a gift, you are a blessing, each of you. God has put something so unique in each and every one of us, and this is your year to be you. It's your turn now. You waited long enough, right? You can't be nobody else but you. And this is exactly why I love what I do, right? Because I know I can't be like everybody else. I can't be Tall Guy Tycoon. I'm only 5'9", right? But I'm going to be me, Mark Rogers, Ed Rogers, 1906, the godly mindset motivator, right? Because I can't do what everybody else does. But I know one thing, that God has no lack, right? So I love to teach you guys what I do. I teach you how to trade. I teach you what to look for. I want to give you the strategy, but at the end of the day, it is still you who develop your own style, right? It's still you that develops your own risk tolerance, right? So What is your style? What is it? What is your role? What is it that you are bringing to the people that come in contact with you, right? Are you a kingdom builder? Are you a motivator? Are you a speaker? Are you a leader? Are you an entrepreneur? Are you a fitness coach? Are you a health coach? Whatever it is, man, be that. Be that. You don't have to worry about being anything else but what God called you to be. But guess what? It's levels to each and every place that God has for you. So every blessing, it's going to come for you, right? Because it's all going to come from the glory of God. So he is going before us, and then everything else just flows, right? We have absolutely no control over what God has in store. So no matter how positive it is or how negative it is, we have to always put God before us, right? So we're not in a position that we could ever quit, we could ever give up, because God is going to keep our head held high, even when we want to, right? Even when we say we want to do something different, even when we want to wave that white flag sometimes, God still has a way of saying, no, partner, I called you to this thing. You're going to walk through this valley. You're going to get up. You're going to be unstoppable. You're going to win. You're going to be everything that you said. And I got to thank God for my pastor, Apostle Rhonda Pettigrew. She said something today. She said we should have such a great and powerful relationship with God that we should be shocked when he doesn't do something. Right? When he doesn't do something. So understand that God is always working for you, working in your behalf. And it's no coincidence that all 84 of you are here right now. And all of you that will review this recording, review this recording today. There is no coincidence behind that. So don't try to be like anybody else. This is all you. We ain't blending in 2024, right? God has set each one of us apart. Like I told you guys last week, we're all a part of this body, right? We're all part, we all have a different role. We all do different things, right? So as we do that, understand that we're not going to operate in fear. We're going to go to this thing and do everything that we've been called to do afraid. We're going to do it victorious, and we are not going to stop. Even if we make a mistake, guess what? We're going to keep moving forward. We're going to fall forward all 2024. So I told you in 2023 to be a thermostat and not a thermometer. Guess what? We're going to keep that same energy this year, y'all. We're going to keep that same energy. So it's time for you to stand up and stand out. Be the man, be the woman that God called you to be. Ain't no shaking, ain't no half stepping, but you got this and God got you, y'all. I love you, peace. And that's the word for today, man. You know, we always give our first tenth to God, and then we talk about securing the bag. So let's talk a little bit about what's happening on the stock market, what you guys need to be aware of. Now, while you're here, let's see if we can get this thing to over 100 viewers right now. Hit that paper plane button right down here. Share this live with everybody that you know. I'll go ahead and share it myself. I'm gonna send it to Armando, see if he want to tap in. He's probably working right now. I see Heidi's already here, but I'm still gonna send it to you, Heidi. So shout out to all of my friends in the CNC, my family. So glad to have you guys in my life. I mean, honestly, it's truly a blessing. And once again, man, you can click that link in my bio and join us in the Chestnut Checkers group, or text CNC to 89603, or visit www.jointhecnc.org. Right now, I do not own this Discord, but I guarantee you're going to see me every single day. I am the train conductor for the CNC, right? So I'm going to teach you guys the game, and you're going to go and teach somebody else and bring them to the community, right? That's what discipleship looks like, right? No half stepping. So here we are. Let's talk about this week. I got some notes, right? So first things first, I got to tell you guys about a few things that are happening in the economic climate, right? On Thursday, we have the CPI report, the core producer index, and then we got the PPI on Friday, right? Those are two big things happening this week that will affect the inflation, will affect whether or not these rates will continue to be hiked. And I mean, right now, we're just uncertain, right? The people have been greedy. And like Warren Buffett says, when the people are greedy, get fearful, right? Now, that being said, when we think about inflation, let's start taking into consideration what is going to take place next week as well. So I'm going to be looking heavy on what happens Wednesday next week. We got retail. We got the IPI report. We got the Beige book coming in next Wednesday. Then we got the housing starts and our jobless claims, as well as our home sales on Friday, right? So those are some big things happening, and that is what we're going to be paying attention to for inflation. Now, before I get to my stock picks, I do want to tell you guys that this week is the beginning of bank earnings, right? I told you guys on last Tuesday that the big banks are going to start reporting this week, right? So we got JP Morgan Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and BlackRock all reporting this Friday, right? Now that spot ETF is going to be huge, really, for BlackRock. I know for a fact. Maybe even from JP Morgan Chase. So I'm going to be concerned and curious about the guidance. I'm going to be concerned about the deposits and revenues. So those are all things that are going to be vital for those four companies that are reporting this week. And then next week on Tuesday, because the markets are closed on Monday, shout out to Dr. King, my frat brother. We will be closed for that holiday. But on Tuesday, we got Goldman Sachs reporting. We got PNC Bank reporting that same day. Wednesday, we got Charles Schwab and U.S. Bank. Thursday, we got Taiwan Semiconductor reporting and Fastenal, right? Those are two that I will watch next Thursday. We could even probably play it up until then right now. We can go ahead and position ourselves. And then on next Friday, you got Regions Finance, and then you got Travelers Insurance, right? So that's going to be huge, right? Right now, the Bitcoin spot ETF has not been approved, but I'm going to tell you guys, I want it to be. But Gary Gensler's told us he's completely against this stuff. Yes, they've been meeting, but all it takes is one of the Fed executives, right? One of the Fed leaders, governors, as they call them, Fed governors, to say, I need more information. All it takes is one, and that will delay. And that is, of course, not good for Bitcoin at the moment, right? But we'll talk about that a little bit more as we get closer to that subject here on our live, right? But I do believe that we'll get either a decision maybe tomorrow or Wednesday, but literally all it takes is one. All right, so let's talk about some stock tickers that are on my list. The CNC may already know about this. I like what Miracle Girl said, and she said the delay is not denied, right? We talked about that last year too. I love it how God's word just continues to echo, right? The delay is not a denial. Absolutely love it. So first things first, I want to address something that I mentioned on Saturday in New York, right? I said when gas is actually down, we could possibly see airlines do very well. So I mentioned Boeing and I mentioned Love, like Southwest Airline, right? We cashed in on Monday on Southwest. I know I did. I secured the bag on that, right? But then Boeing had some terrible news that happened, right? Fortunately, nobody was hurt, and the FAA is involved. And let me tell you, I just don't know if it's going to get any better for Boeing short term, but I know that it will have some bounces, right? So watch Boeing, but be very careful, right? These are discounts that we see. This is a war ticker. This is a prominent player in aerospace. And they've been talking about the possibility of them getting a new CEO, right? And that is going to be major. That's going to cause the stock to move as well. And they're looking for a CEO that is an engineer. So watch ticker BA. And there's probably going to be a reset. Okay. So pace yourself, give yourself some time. This isn't financial advice. Nothing I'm covering today is financial advice. So do your own due diligence. So I'm going to run through these real quick with you, okay? And as always, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen for the YouTube recording. And I'm going to get this pulled up right now. So shout out to NVIDIA. NVIDIA has printed, right? I'm going to just go out swinging this morning. Actually, this afternoon. It's 1 o'clock Central Time here. But NVIDIA came out swinging on Monday. Man, I signaled some $550 calls. If you're still in them, congratulations. We had a couple of those. Actually, I swung some 600s last week. Got out of those, got in a new signal. Then guess what? Got in another signal yesterday at the $600 strike. I think I was at the February 9th expiration date. And then guess what? Took the bag again and turned right back around and got right back in that bad boy again this afternoon. NVIDIA is sitting at $542 a share. And somebody asked me today via text messages, they said, what's your price target on NVIDIA? If NVIDIA has no ceiling, right? Let it go to over $1,000. But no, realistically, I want to see it at least at $600 because guess what? My calls will be in the money and I got a lot of time. So NVIDIA, they have earnings, let's see here, on February 21st, right? So anything positioned after that, man, it's going to be absolutely lovely, right? So congratulations for securing the bag on NVIDIA. Home run, baby. Shout out to Tall Guy Tycoon for mentioning that all the way back in 2021. You dig? We've been crushing it on that. And I'm going to tell you, another sleeper, IONQ. I told you guys last year, I told you guys the year before, IONQ is going to be that quantum computing play that is going to tie right along with NVIDIA. And I know CNC is all in love with SMCI right now, and I don't blame you whatsoever. But I'm telling you guys, IONQ is going to be one to watch. All right, so shout out to NVIDIA. Next one is Palo Alto Networks, ticker PANW, right? I have a $317 price target for Palo Alto Networks. Right now, it is sitting at $300.10. At the time I looked at Palo Alto Networks this morning, oh my God, it was at $298. So it has been moving today. And I think that Palo Alto Networks is going to get back beyond its all-time high. Like I said, about 317 was its all-time high. So that's my price target. May go well above that. So I'm loving Palo Alto Networks right now. I think I even heard Rob Croak mention it last night with Armando, right? So Palo Alto Network is on my watch list, $310 price target. Moving right along, man. We had some cool plays today in the CNC. In fact, if you're in the CNC, pop over to those analyst signals channels. I've been posting the signals today. After members posted or whatever, we had signals on Amazon, right? Amazon printed. Who is this? Young Stylist, he signaled Adobe. All those things crushed, right? Ticker for Palo Alto Network is PANW. But I'm liking Amazon right now as well. I bought some $150 calls on Amazon. I do believe that Amazon is going to trade anywhere between 150 and 155. It has a lot of resistance right now at 151.97. If we could break 151.97 on Amazon, it is going to possibly get to that $155 price target. But the resistance is heavy. It's from 151. 97 all the way to 152.88. Anything above 152.88, Amazon will start singing "The Sky's the Limit." Do you hear me? So I got a $150 to $155 price target on Amazon right now. All right, so moving right along because I want to stay in the same space, the same place. I'm also loving Costco, right? I wish we did have a Costco where I live in Jackson, Tennessee. But man, Costco got upgraded. This morning when it opened, it was sitting like around $659. We bought into Costco yesterday. There's a $689 price target on Costco. I honestly believe Costco can trade between $680 and $700. So I'm watching Costco very heavily. I love what they did the last quarter for their earnings report. They increased their dividend from $10 a share to $15 a share, a one-time special dividend. But this is one that I think is going to keep going up and possibly could eventually do a split. Just like Amazon, they thought that they would never do a split. I think this may be one of the ones to do it early 2025, maybe late 2024. Ticker for Costco is COST. COST. All right. Moving right along. Okay. So we know the Bitcoin halving is coming up. We know that the spot ETF decision is imminent. We don't have a 100% exact date because the SEC sucks. And I'm not talking about the football division, go Tigers. But at any rate, the SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission, is absolutely trash in their leadership. They're not putting the people first. And it really, really sucks. And I don't say that in my official capacity at all. I have to make sure I add that disclaimer. But Gary Gensler is trash. Mr. Burns, you got to do better than that. But I do believe that none other than Bitcoin, once again, shout out to Tall Guy Tycoon for the Bitcoin, is going to do extremely well. All right, now Bitcoin at the halving is it's going to go parabolic. So I'm watching none other than MicroStrategy, right? And I said this on the Strategy Sunday that we recorded, and I don't want to spill too many beans about it. No, I don't know anything about the recording. Ticker is MSTR. But if we get back above $616.08, the lights go back on MicroStrategy. We're going above 700, maybe even $1,000. No cap, right? However, MicroStrategy is somewhat bearish if you look at the shorter time frames. And if we fall below $546.87, we are below support. And guess what I'm going to do? I am going to buy shares. I'm going to load up because MicroStrategy bought literally 89% of all the Bitcoin mined from October through December 2023. I don't think I need to repeat that, but I will. All right, MicroStrategy bought 89% of all of the Bitcoin mined from October through December. That's a no-brainer. They're ranked 1,473 on the S&P right now. So those 1,472 people ahead of them are going to be playing catch up when Bitcoin goes to 100K or higher. Yeah, Michael Saylor may be selling off a few shares, securing the bag, preparing for taxes. And yeah, so is the CFO, but that's okay. They got a lot of Bitcoin, right? So when Bitcoin pops, MicroStrategy is going to pop, and you think that they're selling shares now, wait until it goes to 100K, right? So I'm bullish on MicroStrategy. I'm going to keep adding to my position. I think I bought some February positions in the CNC. I'm not going to give you a signal on it because it's really volatile. It's got a very wide bid and ask spread. I bought a $1,000 strike, I think. And I got a ghetto strategy on it. If you took my classes, you know about that. All right, so bullish on MicroStrategy. All right, I'm gonna move on. Ticker's MSTR one more time. All right, now if Nvidia is moving, right, that only tells us that certain other tickers are gonna move. I already told you guys if Nvidia moves, SMCI moves. The CNC loves SMCI. We got SMH that will move. We got SOXL. We talked about these things before, but ARM is on my watch list, and I'm not talking about these guns right here. I'm talking about ticker ARM because this is a huge semiconductor play that just went public, but it's been in the game for a very long time. And I'm going to be quite honest with you guys. I believe, and you can say what you want to say about this, I believe that ARM is going to be the next NVIDIA. Yes, I do believe it's going to be to $100 before the end of the year. Yes, in the CNC. I dropped $600 on a play on ARM, and guess what? It's already up. And I do believe that even though it's sitting at only $72 right now, let's see if it's moved up anymore. ARM is sitting at $72.06, right? It's got a little bit of resistance. This thing is going to go crazy, right? Like I said, I do believe this is going to be the next NVIDIA. They got earnings in 50 days, February 28th, key day, very key day for ticker ARM. So go ahead and turn that light bulb on, but I do believe this is going to be one to print. And since we're in that same spectrum, right, I got to think about AI. So I'm liking Palantir. I'm buying Palantir out to December. I'm going to keep adding to my position. I think it's going to have $20 easy by the end of the year. Had to say the same thing for even Robinhood. I think Robinhood is going to move with the Bitcoin momentum, right? I told you guys this last week on Tuesday. I told you on Saturday. Robinhood will be $20 by the end of 2024, and I'm going to bank in on it. And I hope that you have enough wisdom to go do your due diligence and look at it too. Now, I'm buying a couple other things too. And some of these are definitely I'm buying in shares. So before I got started today, I told you guys about some key inflationary events. So we have a little bit of uncertainty when it comes down to the Fed. So what I am doing, of course, and somebody said it, my friend Young Stylist in the CNC, he actually said, I am buying SQQQ while the price is so cheap and the market is up. Boom. I told him, I said, man, stop reading my notes. He said, no, I remember you saying it before. Absolutely, right? So I've been buying quietly SQQQ for March, right? Because I'm thinking about the Fed. Will they really cut rates? Will they continue to raise rates? What is this inflationary data going to tell us this week and next week? So you never have to get ready if you stay ready. Low risk, high reward, baby. So I'm loading up on SQQQ. I think it's $13 a share right now. We'll get that pulled up here for the YouTube people here. SQQQ, it's at 1382. And it's in a downtrend, y'all. So if you can't take red, stay away from it. All right. I'm also loading up on shares of VYM. VYM is, excuse me, VYM is the Vanguard High Dividend Yield ETF. So I'm going to keep buying those. Dividends are wonderful on there. I think at one point it was a little over 5%. I think somebody posted and corrected me. I think they said it's at 3.8 something now. So these dividend amounts do change, but I like ticker VYM. And like I said, that's the Vanguard high dividend yield. It's at $111.71 per share. And I'm loading up. All right. I'm also buying a lot of shares of WGMI. WGMI. Somebody just asked me, what do you see in Riot? I see green. What do you see in Clean Spark? I see green. What do you see in Mara and Hut and Hive? I see green. There is a beautiful green light at the end of that tunnel, right? So what I'm doing to position myself is buying lots and lots and lots of shares of WGMI. We all gonna make it, baby. No, that's not the name of the ticker, but it's Valkyrie ETF Bitcoin miners. All of the Bitcoin miners are wrapped up into one ETF, WGMI, low volume, great play. And I am already holding over 100 of these things, right? So I'm gonna keep buying WGMI. I really like it, and one thing that I do like about it in the event and the fact that it does have all the miners, got 1,000 shares. I list. Oh man, God bless you, man. Let me hold some. No, I'm just playing. But WGMI, they have exposure to Nvidia too. So Nvidia moves. Guess what? It's moving right there with it. So I'm super proud of everybody who's listening. Again, I'm not telling you what to buy or sell, but WGMI is going to move. Like my boy Mr. Fallback told me the other day, WGMI in the DJ world is we all gonna make it, baby. Let's go, Roxy. I see you. I love WGMI. I also bought MCHP, which is the Microchip Technology Incorporated. They're into semiconductors. They produce semiconductors right here in the United States. Now they're going to be getting some funds from the CHIPS Act. So I went real light on shares just to kind of watch it. I think I got in like around $81. MCHP is currently $86.37, right? I think it's going to continue to go higher. I think the all-time high on this thing, let's see, was it was like around $93, right? But with them getting several $1 million from the government, from the CHIPS Act, it could help them, especially with the increase of AI advancements and more EV productions and the advancements in technology. So I buy MCHP. And then lastly, my last little tech play, Straight Tech. If you haven't shared this, keep sharing. Somebody screenshot this. We at 145. That's lit. That's lit. The last one here is INTC, right? Intel, right? Now, I got to tell you, I have a $50 to $60 price target on Intel, another quantum computing play. But this is going to be key, especially by January 25th, because they have earnings. That's in just 2 weeks. The lottery plays on this ticker are extremely cheap, inexpensive, and I am loading up on INTC right now because if it pops, if the earnings results are wonderful, if they're spectacular, it's going to over 50, it's going over $56 to $60, $56 to $60. So that's my price target on Intel. I'm bullish on Intel. Even if it retraces, I'll reposition and buy more Intel for late 2024. So this will not be the last time you hear about it, even if their guidance is trash. All right. So I got 2 more tickers I want to give you. Then we'll talk a little bit about crypto. And then we'll talk about I'll answer your questions. Yeah, how about that? Well, I'll answer your questions, then we'll have prayer. So I'm going to give you guys actually 3 tickers. One of them, I'm also buying shares of. This ticker is actually trash, okay? So again, nothing I'm telling you is financial advice, but I bought some bets, ticker BETS. This is another Bitcoin mining company. It's a penny stock. It's not available everywhere. Bets is in a downward channel, but there's a rumor that Bets is going to have a reverse split, right? In that reverse split, that'll make the shares 1,000 to 1. But this thing literally, oh my goodness, it fell from all the way $5,557 per share at IPO March 1st, 2016 to now less than a penny. Okay. Now with Bitcoin possibly moving, Bit Brother Limited maybe could do something. Now, like I said, this is a very crazy YOLO inexpensive play. I bought mine on Robinhood. I don't know if you can get it on Webull. You might be able to buy it on Schwab and Moo. But I'm not a huge fan of it, but I'm loaded up. I bought 4,000 of them. Why not, right? If they do that reverse split, it will make it about $5 to $6.50 a share. So I'm going to see what happens, and just have a little fun with it, right? Ticker BETS, just going to hold those shares. Also, we had a really dope play on ticker MDT, right? MDT. Now I got to give a shout out to Joe Smooth, right? I guess in Discord he's known as Joe the Winner to you guys. He does a lot of the shirts for me, my custom shirts. You know what I'm saying. Anyway, but Medtronic PLC did very well. We actually got in this one at around $80. I signaled a $90 call on this. I took my gains on that bad boy, ticker MDT. But I had a call on it. It does have a pretty wide bid and ask spread, and we're just gonna have a little fun with that too. I might get back in it. I think it's gonna go to at least $140 within the next quarter. They got earnings February 20th. But Medtronic has been on a roll. It's only up 0.81% on the day. So I'm watching to see what happens right now with this level of resistance that it has on the monthly. It kind of pulled back a little bit, but everything looks golden on this thing, right? On the 1-day time frame. Go take a look at it, but understand that there's a heavy wall of resistance right there around 88.53. Okay. So we need to see it break that. And the last ticker I want to give you guys is one that I'm looking at to the downside, right? We understand that not everything goes up and not everything goes straight down, even though Bets is sunk pretty bad. But I'm looking at PayPal. PayPal has got downgraded. Somebody said they see the alpha paddle. Anyway, PayPal has got downgraded to, I think, $65 per share. It's only sitting at 61 right now. It looks very consolidated. We're trading below that 200-day EMA. It's had some bullish activity on the daily and the weekly, but I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I bought some puts on PayPal out to March 2024. And I think that it's going to go down, right? I think that it's going to go down. Why? Because PayPal stopped dealing with Bitcoin. They don't do any cryptocurrency. Yes, it's a great thing for entrepreneurs. Yes, it's a great way to send money. But I think that all the winners are going to have a lot to do with Bitcoin's price action. All right. So that being said, let's talk a little bit about cryptocurrency. All right. So let me go ahead and jump over here to coin market cap on this end. I see Bitcoin is sitting at $46,781 right now. I told you guys last week that a key level on Bitcoin that I was looking for was $44,400. I said that even in the descending triangle, if it breaks out of that price, it is going to go a lot higher. I still have a $48,000 price target on Bitcoin before it starts to pull back. And I do believe that we will probably hit that if we get some good news. And we need some good news, y'all. I know most of America is tired of being broke, even though this company operates on debt, right? So let me watch myself before they come knocking on my door, right? But if Bitcoin can break above $48,392.20, it will keep moving. But there's a likelihood, a very high likelihood, that it could retrace back down from that level. If it does, my support level's at 41K. I told you guys that I do believe that Bitcoin will hit 48,000 and then drop back down to 41. And then it'll take off all over again as we get closer and closer to the halving. Now, I did see somebody asked some questions about Coinbase earlier. I'm kind of staying away from Coinbase for a short time frame. We ran it up on them. I'm just going to play MicroStrategy heavy right now. But I think that Bitcoin has some great potential to keep moving up. Now, let me give you guys my top shelf of cryptocurrency, right? I'm going to give you 5 of them. This is top shelf. I'm going to give you a top shelf and maybe a bottom shelf, right? So a total of 10 cryptocurrencies that I'm watching that I like. All right. So my premium, my top shelf, these are the ones that I'm buying, ones that I'm continuing to accumulate. And I think that will do very, very well in 2024. One, of course, we already talked about Bitcoin, Solana, Solana's going to go to 132. Then it's going to be in the 200s before the end of the year. In fact, I think it probably could go even higher than that. But Solana is going to have an ETF that will be developed later. And then Ethereum is going to do extremely well. Quant, which is ISO 222, is going to do extremely well. And y'all might be surprised at this one. Cardano, ADA. So these are my top shelf premium crypto plays, right? Top shelf premium crypto plays. I think the use case for a Cardano is expanding. And if you know me, you've been paying attention. I really didn't care for them a whole lot, but I definitely like them more than I like Shiba Inu, right? Now here's my standard grade, right? I'm just holding these HODL, right? Again, not financial advice. You do what you want to do. Can't tell you what to buy or sell, but these are my standard grade, I guess mid shelf, if you will, because I don't know if there's really a bottom shelf. I don't buy a lot of these meme coins, but I loaded up on ENS. If you were in New York, you heard me talk about it. You heard Armando say, well, actually, he talked about it. He told you I bought it. But after we looked at it, I did some due diligence on it in literally like 12 minutes, sitting in the basement of the Brooklyn Bank. Man, I loaded up on ENS. And last I checked, I'm up on it. So I'm buying ENS because ENS is going to have a large use case for Ethereum blockchain. All right. Go do your due diligence on that. I'm also buying SEI. Once again, shout out to the CNC for putting me on that one. I've been loaded up on SEI. Let's see where it is right now. It's sitting at oh, that's the wrong one. And I'm not talking about stocks, I'm on crypto. So SEI USD is at 68 cents. It's bullish on the monthly and the weekly, a little bit of pullback on the daily. I think it's going to go to $1. And I'm probably going to get out, but it's like my mid shelf. I may stay in it. I don't know. Anyway, we'll have to see. But SEI is on the move. So I'm holding that. I'm holding XRP, right? So sick of it, but I gotta love it, right? If we can keep being patient, we will be rewarded. And I have to say, I got talked off a cliff by my guy Rick Mars, as you know him. But yeah, he had to talk me off a cliff because I wanted to sell at least half of it and move it to Bitcoin. So right now I'm holding all of my XRP, a little over 7,000 tokens. And I'm not really buying anymore. I'm just gonna hold it there. Rob Croak says that you should keep accumulating, but you know, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not even gonna tell you that. All right, I'm just holding it. I'm also buying ICP. I'm up a little bit on that. Man, that sounds really weird. ICP USD. This internet computer. It's at $12.51. I think we started buying this like around $4. And I'm just gonna hold it for a while. And the last one on my standard grade that I'm gonna give away is IMX. IMX, right? Now, this is a gaming token, but I kind of like it. I think it's called Immutable. I hope I'm saying that right. Yeah. IMX token. It's at $1.86. Looks like it's going to pull back a little bit. It's down 7% on the day, but I'm holding this thing. I think it's going to do well. So once again, my crypto plays, I gave you my premium top shelf, Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum, Quant, and Cardano. My standard grade that I mentioned today that I'm holding, ENS, SEI, XRP, ICP, and IMX. Now, I have no reason to get anything back on any of these cryptos. So go do your due diligence, right? I'm not telling you what to do, just telling you what I'm doing. All right. So that being said, I want to take some questions from you, ladies and gentlemen. I see people talking about the shirt. We got these shirts in Brooklyn. Shout out to Tall Guy Tycoon. I don't know if he's going to have these available for purchase to be shipped out or not. But man, I absolutely love it. The fabric's great. It's a little light, but I'm inside all day. You hear me? I'm inside. So shout out to him. And then also, I got this hat from another social media influencer. I can't think of his name right now. I'm so terrible with names, y'all. Y'all pray for me. I'm getting old. I'm almost 40. So, but yeah, I ordered this hat from him, man. It'll probably come to me later. I'll share it in the CNC. Matter of fact, I'll share it on my story, right? So y'all go ahead and proceed. Ask me some questions. Somebody asked me about BITF, Bit Farms, right? So I do want to say this. WGMI, We all gonna make it. Has Bitfarms in it, right? Very low exposure. Bitfarms has pulled back a little bit. It's at $2.92 a share. And I'm gonna tell you, all of these dips on these crypto miners is an opportunity for one thing: accumulation. Accumulation, right? Uh, I like BITF. It's bearish on time frame continuity, Miracle Girl, but again, this is a good opportunity to accumulate, right? Shout out to you and all your help in the CNC. I appreciate being able to. And why you get mad when we call you Roger? Because that's not my name, right? My name is Mark, like in the Bible, Rogers, like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. And sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, all you have is your name. Your name is important. Slow Peas 8824. Your name is important, my friend. So that's why I'm very passionate about my name, right? And you should be too, because you only get one. All right, and you only get one life. You don't ever let anybody put disrespect on your name. I think Birdman said it best. Put some respect on my name, right? So it's Mark, like in the Bible, Rogers, like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. All right, so back to the bag. ACLS, somebody asked about that, the seasonal gent. Axelis Technology. Wow, all right, so it does have some bullish momentum on the day. Looks to be in a decent position for day trading, but let me tell you, man, the support and resistance is very, very thick on this thing. So it's bouncing right now off support, like around 118. If it falls below 110.76, you're in trouble if you're trading ACLS short term, right? Now, the monthly, it does appear bearish on the monthly, bullish on the weekly and daily. But if we can happen to break above 132, ACLS will move. But right now, this industrial machinery company is a sell, right? And that's not what I'm telling you. That's not what I'm telling you to do. Telling you what the technicals are showing. It's in a selling position. Analysts suggest it as a buy with a $174 price target within a year. But right now, everything doesn't look pretty. So I'd be concerned about what happens on earnings in the next 29 days, February the 7th, and ACLS will do something different. What do you think about Elephant Coin? Let me tell you, I don't know what Elephant Coin is. I'm going to keep it a buck with you. I never heard of it until today. I just learned about Mickey Coin on DEX last week through Bronx Crypto. So my guys over there are doing a great thing, and they will know a whole lot more about Elephant Coin than me. I'm gonna type it in though and see what uh the trend is. Here we go. Elephant BUSD. Elephant Money. Is that what it's called? On Pancake Swap. Ew. Oh wow. So this thing's less than a penny. Time frame continuity is very bearish. I mean, honestly, I don't like stuff like this anyway, but it could be an opportunity, right, to where you can run it up. So Tiffany English or English Tiffany, if you could run it up on it, man, mad love to you. But the trend right now is looking very bearish, my friend. So just tread lightly on that. I don't like what I see. All right. Lily. All right, Eli Lilly. Eli Lilly is a great company. Let me first start by saying that Lilly, I do believe, will keep its dominant uptrend. We know that the competition for being able to produce the weight loss drugs and get them distributed to people like you and I is very high. But Eli Lilly created a way for the average Joe with no insurance and with insurance to be able to get it directly with them. Now, of course, they're facing tons of lawsuits from people like Walgreens, maybe even CVX a little bit. But I still remain extremely bullish on Eli Lilly. I think it's going to keep going up long term. We're seeing a little bit of short term retracement. But if you're positioning yourself long term, Eli Lilly could possibly go to over $1,000. The medication itself without insurance is already over $1,000. So I'm telling you, Eli Lilly is extremely undervalued. They're going to pump. They're going to keep going. I think they may do like Tesla did way back when, go over 2,000 at some point, maybe not in 2024, maybe 2025, because that weight loss medication that they have also helps with your brain function and a few other things. So I like Eli Lilly long term. think it's a great play. All right. It's got a lot of support right now too. So just keep your eye on that. So I kind of thought about somebody asked about my thoughts on Ride. Once again, WIGMI, we all gonna make it. I think it's gonna make it. It's very bullish long term. You said I'm bad at names. Yeah, I am bad at names. I'm sorry. You're right, Slow. You're making me feel convicted now, bro. But yeah, it's okay. I mean, but if I tell you once, I mean, it's an easy name. I mean, it's very easy. Right. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna let it go. If I get it, people mess up my name all the time. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that, Fritz. And I don't like it when people do it, but it's okay. You charge it, you let it happen once, you teach them, and then guess what? They gonna get your name right the next time. Next time, right? All right. Oh yeah, BA. I see AJ asked about it, and C Moneybag asked about BA. So I talked about it earlier. I'll say it again. Boeing, it can recover. All right, it can recover, but right now it's going to have some challenges, right? There's a lot of support, and I actually had Boeing mapped out for quite some time already. If Boeing falls below 215.36, we're in trouble. Okay. Right now, it's holding at an equilibrium level. It's going to start consolidating. Market makers may keep this thing flat because people are either chasing a falling knife right now or they're already thinking about later on in the year, right? With Boeing possibly replacing their CEO, with them possibly fixing this problem and getting their 757s back in the air, Boeing could easily go back over $240 a share. It's down 1.45% today. It was down 8% yesterday. But I do have a target price still in 2024 of $264.82 and then possibly $279 on Boeing. Hopefully they get this thing situated and it starts moving again. But I think that it's okay to be long-term bullish on Boeing. Look at the dip as a discount, right? Not financial advice, but I think this is going to be very, very good for the aerospace sector later on in 2024. It may be a silly question, but what about the Mickey coin, right? So if you've read the book Strategic Millionaire, right? There's a part in there that talks about being there early, right? Being an innovator, right? If you caught Mickey coin early, then you made money, right? You made a lot of money. So we don't want to chase something when it's already in the air. And that's kind of what's happening with Mickey coin. It's already been up there and it's already going to pull back. Now, the reason why Mickey coin came into existence was because Disney lost the rights to that old Mickey, right? And so they made a coin about it. Easy money, right? So always secure the bag. Once you see green, take it. You feel me? So I don't know if it's going to keep running again. Let me look at the TA on it. Let me give you guys this. Pancake swap. Mickey Will. Let's see. It's a meme coin, of course. It's already kind of started to pull back, but it looks like it wants to keep running. It may start consolidating a little bit too, but it's so new. I mean, I don't like chasing nothing. So it's a no for me. You can do what you want to do, but I don't like the TA. I think it's gonna start consolidating before it does anything. All right, somebody asked me about Cosmos. All right. So I'm gonna look at Cosmos from a short-term perspective. We're in a downtrend, right? It's got a death cross. It's gonna keep coming down. If you like to trade crypto futures, this is one I would definitely be buying a sell on at the moment. It has a complete bearish breaker structure and likely will come down a little bit more, which will also create another good buying opportunity, right? It does have a lot of support right here at $9.33. However, if it falls below $8.80, we're in trouble. All right. I think it will bounce off of support on the weekly. but it's waiting to see what happens with Bitcoin. So just watch Cosmos ticker for crypto symbol for Cosmos is ATOM or ATOM USD. All right. Uh, Sonia Mizzoni asked about BTBT. We talk about a lot of miners, right? I said it once. I'm gonna keep saying it. WIGME, right? We all gonna make it. Low exposure to BTBT. BTBT actually went up to like $7, $7 to $9, I think, after the last halving. Let's see where it is right now. Open up for me, baby. That's at $3.55. Bears time frame continuity, and it has support at $3.27. I mean, if you want to hold it, go for it. But I'm gonna tell you, I know Armando said he was gonna start buying BTBT that last week, but it never happened. Right? I don't like BTBT. I mean, maybe it could get back to over $33.19 if Bitcoin maybe goes to 150,000. But right now, I'm just so bearish on it because they don't have as many miners as, say, a Riot or a Bar, or not even a Clean Spark for that matter. So it's still kind of bullish, long term maybe. But right now, I'm just staying away from it, right? I'm staying away from it. All right. So one John Paul asked about am I bullish on HE, Hawaiian Electric? I actually secured the bag, man. Look, I'm gonna tell you, when I see green, I take green. I'm gonna keep it pushing. I'm gonna look at the chart. Once I see a dip, I'm gonna dip out myself, right? And secure the bag. And that's exactly what I did on Hawaii Electric, right? Let me see where it is right now. Um, it's at $15.02. Obviously, I wasn't the only one selling. So, but it did pop up a little bit, touch $16 and pull back. It's got a long road to climb, right? To get back to $43. It's got a long way. But will it get there? That's a good question. I don't know. So I don't live in Hawaii, but I will reach out to my friends, my therapist and friend, ask her about it. She lives in Hawaii, so I'll ask them what's going on with Hawaii Electric, right? But right now, I don't see it doing much, right? We're gonna get in that short squeeze and secure the bag. All right. Bunk coin. Bunk coin is kind of falling off. It's a Solana backed token. It could run again. Um, let's see where it is right now. I took my bag on Bunk too. Like, y'all, I'm not gonna stick around on certain things. I'm gonna practice risk management because I want to secure the bag. I don't want to lose any money, right? As much as I can, right? Now Bunk still has quite a bit of support, still less than a penny. It's at 0.0000126990. It's up 4% on the day. And usually it moves with the price action of Solana. Solana did touch $90. This is a pretty good buying opportunity if you want to get back in. Let's see here. On the daily, it looks like it's doing the same thing Bitcoin did. It's in a descending triangle, and it looks like it wants to break out on the weekly. Bunk actually looks like it's about to run short term. It's got a buy signal on the truth. So I might actually go and grab some more of it right now since it's so cheap. For another quick run up, it's up 4% on the day. So I think that's a pretty good one. Short term. Novavax. So real quick here, we got a lot of attention on the healthcare sector right now. And I saw Jim Cramer talking to a lot of these healthcare executives. So honestly, this is just something I'm kind of steering clear of because if Cramer is bullish, then I gotta stay bearish on it. Novavax is only at $4.78 right now. Shares are inexpensive. It has a lot of resistance right now. I think the price could actually go down a lot more. The choppiness wants to pull back, but I see a lot of consolidation on Novavax. The question is, where will it land, right? The prior low that it once had back on the 10th is weak. So this thing could probably even go lower than 338. I mean, the fact that COVID is not that much of a thing, maybe this company could go bankrupt. Who knows? I'm not taking a vaccine, so I know they ain't getting me. APPN. All right, let's see what this is. APPN. All right, it's 152. This is going to be my last one. APPN has a small gap up. I think maybe you can get about $35. Um, this is a technology company. Maybe with the expansion of AI, it could do something powerful. But right now, the only thing they got in their favor is that government contract that happened on November the 29th. So maybe long term it could be good. Hopefully, we don't get any type of military conflict type situation. But this is one I just don't want. All right. So that's my thought on that. All right, guys. I made y'all laugh at me enough today. But as always, I appreciate you guys too. Man, we have fun. We make it do what it do. We always keep God first. And I do want to give you guys another book that I just started reading. Y'all, what would the Rockefellers do, right? Look, The Strategic Millionaire. These two books here are two books you need to read in 2024. Okay, Strategic Millionaire and What Would the Rockefellers Do? If you want to know a way to have wealth that not only comes to you, but your children and their children's children, this is the book for you. We want to be like the Rockefellers and not the Vanderbilts, right? This gives you the game plan. I've already started this journey. I did it without even knowing I was doing it. And I'm going to tell you, this book is going to change your life and the way that you handle your money, okay? And last book, of course, everybody needs the Stock Traders Almanac. Go and get this, right? So, guys, we got about 5 more minutes. I'm going to go ahead and get ready to close us out in prayer because you know what time it is. It's almost power hour, but we know that God has the power to move every hour, right? I like how that flow, right? So let's go to God in prayer right now. Heavenly Father, we thank you right now for making us who we are. Father, we pray right now that you guide our thoughts, that you control our lives, and that you bless each and every one of us in our endeavors, God. God, we lift up your name, God, and we thank you for Armando. We thank you for Micah. We thank you for Rick. We thank you for Queen SJ. We thank you for Natasha. We thank you for all the moderators in the CNC, God, and all of the people here on Instagram and those that will join us in the future, God. God, we pray that you just touch each and every one of our lives, that you go in the room before us. Bless JP Forum. Bless all the unspoken prayer requests that are in this meeting right now, God. God, we ask that you supply every need, God, that you heal the brokenhearted, God, that you heal the sick, Father God, God, that you take care of the poor and needy, and that you use us as an instrument, God, to teach them what we know about how to have abundance, God, whether it be through the stock market, whether it be through cryptocurrency, whether it be through entrepreneurship, or even, God, just giving us the ability to pray for them, Lord. Give us the wisdom that we need to do everything that you've called us to do, God. Help us to be original, God. But God, we need you and we cannot make it without you. So make us, mold us, shape us, and hide us behind Calvary's cross. So everywhere that we go, we have you first. That way we will never give up. And God, help us to know that you have built warriors within us. So we're going to keep doing what you called us to do. We're going to be great and you are going to lead us. We love you, Lord. We thank you. And it's in Jesus Christ's name I do pray. We thank you, Lord. Amen. Hey, y'all. God bless you. I'm going to see you guys next Tuesday. Godly Mindset Motivation. We live every week. We're going to keep doing the thing. We're not going to stop. We're going to be consistent. We're going to be original. We're going to do our thing, y'all. I'm so glad to have you guys in my life. Make sure you keep God first and secure the bag. You already know what time it is. We out of here.